Would you all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance?
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. I would first like to welcome my fellow board members. Good evening.
Good evening, Madam Chairman.
Good evening.
And our town manager, Mr. Scott Crabtree.
Hi, Scott.
And our clerk, Janice Jaros.
Janice?
Ladies and gentlemen of the audience and those watching at home. Tonight, we have a special invited guest. We have a young man who has just received his Eagle Scout designation, Emmett Lozano, and we have his Scoutmaster with him, along with his family. So I'd please ask his Scoutmaster and Emmett to come up to our podium, please, and if you could give your name and address for the record, and then talk a little bit about being an Eagle Scout in your project, please.
Hello, my name is Emmett Lozano. I live at 5 Pillings Road in Saugus.
Hello, my name's Rich Bucko, and I live at 24 Longwood Road, Lynn, Massachusetts.
I just wanted to start by thanking the Board of Selectmen and Deborah Panetta and Scott Crabtree for approving my Eagle Scout project at Prankers Pond, which was a landscape beautification project where we cleaned the memorial area, like the welcome area of Prankers Pond, where we washed the memorial stone, raked the leaves there, added mulch and bushes to the flower bed, along with stone walls around the flower bed as well, along with fixing the welcome area sign as well, and repainting the sign as well. I apologize. Yep, it took the project took a lot of work and effort from a lot of the volunteers. It took a lot of effort from myself as well, since I am not used to managing a project as well, which for my graduation of Boy Scouts to become an Eagle Scout, I think was a great process, like to learn and be able to add that to my adult life, prepare myself for the future, for my future careers and goals in school and work life.
Well, thank you, Emmett. And would the Scoutmaster like to say a few words?
Sure. Emmett has been working diligently with the Scouts and the troop. He came to us looking for a troop, and we gladly accepted him in. So he's been a strong leader for our young youth. We have 11 to 12 years old, and he's been around and helping them out. All around, I got to know Emmett for a while. Great young man, okay? You guys should be glad to have him in Saugus.
Well, thank you both. We appreciate everything. Emmett, go ahead.
I apologize. I just want to thank a few more people. I just wanted to thank the volunteers for coming out to help with the project, the GoFundMe donators that also were able to fund the project so that we were able to do what we were able to do. I also wanted to thank my parents who were able to motivate me to be able to complete this project and achieve Eagle rank. But yeah, that's it. Thank you.
Well, the Selectmen have a citation that all 5 of us signed. I'm just going to read it. The citation says, "To all persons whom these presents shall come greetings. Be it known that the town of Saugus offers its sincerest congratulations and best wishes to Emmett Lozano on achieving the rank of Eagle Scout. The citation is given in testimony thereof with every wish for future success, dated 26th day of March 2024 by the Saugus Board of Selectmen." And I'm sure that each one of us would like to say a few words. Selectman Riley, would you like to say a few words?
Sure. Thank you. And the project sounded great. To become an Eagle Scout, it takes a lot of work and a lot of dedication. Just want to thank you for your service and wish you well in your future.
Thank you.
Selectman Serino?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. I'd like to congratulate you on your achievement. I know only a small amount of Scouts get to achieve that Eagle Scout rank, and I certainly think you're a fine man. You're an asset to our community, and it's an honor to meet you and participate in your ceremony. Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Serino. Selectman Cogliano?
Thank you, Madam Chairman. Emmett, again, thank you for your hard work, and wish you the best of luck in your future. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Cogliano. Selectman Vice Chair Ciccolini.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So a lot's already been said, but great job. It is a Herculean effort, one that we don't take lightly. I'm fortunate to know several Eagle Scouts, one most recently that we also had here, Jake Dion. It's just, you're a special group of individuals. You show dedication to see it through to the end. You have to deal with timelines and job management, project management. It's going to help you out a lot in the future, and you're going to do great things. So, great job. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Ciccolini. My son earned his Eagle Scout about 10 years ago, and it helped him find his first job. It helped him when he was applying for college. This will stay on your resume forever. It is a significant accomplishment. I'm sure your parents are incredibly proud of you, as well as your Scoutmaster and all of us Saugonians. And we appreciate the work that you did at Prankers Pond. And as Selectman Serino said earlier, only a small percentage, depending on what website you look at, anywhere between 4 and 6% of all Scouts make the rank of Eagle. So again, kudos to you and your family, because it really does take a village sometimes to earn that Eagle Scout. It is a huge, significant accomplishment. And with that said, I would like to take a picture with you if you want your Scoutmaster and your family in the picture too.
Yep. Okay. Sure. That works.
Congratulations again.
Everybody ready? The next item on the agenda under correspondence is the Arbor Day proclamation from the Saugus Tree Committee. Selectman Riley, would you mind please reading the Arbor Day proclamation into the record, please?
Sure, Madam Chairman. Proclamation 2024 Arbor Day. Whereas the legislators of the Great and General Court of the Commonwealth of Massachusetts have adopted an act regarding the designation of Arbor Day throughout the Commonwealth. And whereas the purpose of the designation of Arbor Day throughout the nation is to encourage the planting of shade and forest trees, to encourage the harvesting of forest crops by approved conservation methods, and to encourage the protection of our forests from scourge of devastating fires, insects, and diseases that destroy the beauty and usefulness of our woodlands as well as their wildlife. And whereas trees can reduce the erosion of our precious topsoil by wind and water, cut heating and cooling costs, moderate the temperature, produce oxygen, clean the air, and provide habitat for wildlife. And whereas trees, wherever they are planted, are a source of joy and spiritual renewal and provide an enduring heritage to succeeding generations, now, therefore, we, the Selectmen of the Town of Saugus, do hereby proclaim April 26, 2024, Arbor Day in the Town of Saugus and urge all citizens to celebrate Arbor Day and to support efforts to protect our trees and woodlands. And further, we urge all citizens to plant trees to gladden the heart and promote the well-being of this and future generations. In witness thereof, we have hereunto set our hands on the 26th day of March, 2024.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
And that motion is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of the proclamation that Selectman Riley just read into the record, please indicate by saying aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you again for reading that, Selectman Riley.
You're welcome.
The next item on the agenda is the Saugus Little League Parade for April 20th, 2024. Good evening. Take your time.
Good evening, Board of Selectmen, Mr. Crabtree. This year, we
I'm
were able
sorry.
to...
Can we please have your name? We know who you are, but we need your name and address for the record.
Craig Smith, 28 Jasper Street.
Thank you very
Saugus. This year, we were able to build another Little League field. It's not going to be as dramatic as last year. Last year was the 20th anniversary, but we are going to have to change the parade route. We're hoping to go from the Oakland Vale School to the Elks. We've repeated ourselves and put a second field in Saugus in as many years. We would like permission to have the road closed off. I'm not sure. I haven't done that route before. Ms. Panetta, you said you had seen it before. I'm not sure what the plan would be, whether it would be a total shutdown, half the street. I'm actually curious.
So,
Selectman Chicalini, go ahead.
So back when we had the two leagues, they used to do individual parades, and they actually had two parades on one day at different times. So one went to Herd Ave, one went to the Elks. The one on the Elks, they did have police detail with partial closure as the police department and fire department saw fit, because of the bad intersection at the Linfels Parkway and things like that. But we did walk that route before.
So then I believe with permission, we would make that connection ourselves and set that
We
up.
would just make a recommendation that it's all subject to the approval of the police and fire safety. And
Perfect.
I think let them deal with the logistics on, on safety and all that.
Excellent. This year, we won't be having a food truck. We won't need that permit. The Elks has donated 1,000 hot dogs. We've had a passing of a past board member. His wife, Janine Miranda, has passed away, unfortunately due to cancer, and this year we're going to make it special. We're going to retire JoJo's jersey. He just finished with Little League. We're going to frame it, give it to him. He's going to throw out the first pitch to his son. And his daughter is playing softball, so we've asked softball to join us. So the parade will be a little bigger, and she's going to throw out the first pitch for softball this year. And I believe they're going to give her the jersey as well.
Very nice.
So it's going to be a special day. I didn't mean to say not as special as last year, just not as big. We're probably not going to have as many members in the parade as far as flashy cars and all of that stuff. We are hoping for a fire truck. And with the combined leagues, we're going to have more kids, more parents, and more activities at the Elks in the parking lot. So permits for other things I don't think will be necessary. I'm just hoping for the permission to have the parade and go from Oakland Vale to the Elks.
Okay.
Yeah, is there further discussion from board members?
Just one question, Madam Chairman.
Selectman Serino.
Craig, the email didn't have a time. Do you know what time the parade's going to start?
Might
Might be
yeah, 9
helpful
a.m.
for the residents.
9 a.m.
I know it's going to be on April the 20th with a rain-out day of April 21.
Yep.
I believe
Kickoff at 9 a.m.
9 a.m.
Okay, thank you.
So, Madam Chair.
I'm sorry, I didn't get a copy of that.
Selectman Chicalini.
So I'll make a motion that we grant the request for the parade permit for Saugus Little League, date of April 20, 2024, with a rain date of Sunday, April 21st, 2024. The kickoff will be 9 o'clock a.m. from the Oakland Middle School, go down Main Street up to the Saugus Everett Elks at 413 Main Street. And this is obviously subject to and contingent upon the final sign-off on a safety and traffic plan from the police and fire department.
Thank you.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. We look forward to the
Great job.
parade.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Thank you.
Feel better.
Have a good night. The next item under correspondence is the Linwood celebration. We received an invitation. There's a celebrating the permanent protection of the Lynn Woods. It's going to be Thursday, April 4th, 11 a.m. to noon. And it says, after a decade-long collaboration, the City of Lynn and the Lynn Water and Sewer Commission granted a conservation restriction to DCR and Greenbelt, ensuring that Lynn Woods would never again face the threat of development. This conservation restriction ensures that clean drinking water and miles of trails through Lynn Woods will be available to the tens of thousands of residents of Lynn and beyond forever. So again, that's Thursday, April 4th, 11 to noon, and it's called the Celebration, the Permanent Protection of Lynn Woods. The next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. Is there anyone in the audience who would like to speak? Seeing none, we're going to move on to our first public hearing of the evening. And we have two for National Grid, so if you would like, you could just stay there for both of the hearings. National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way: Lincoln Avenue, to install one JO pole on Lincoln Ave, beginning at a point approximately 55 feet west of the center line of the intersection of Endicott Street and Lincoln Avenue, installing one new pole, number 308-68148. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connection with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes. This public hearing will be held Tuesday, March 26, 2024 at 7:10 p.m. Saugus Town Hall Auditorium, second floor. Hi. If we could have your name and address for the record, please.
My name is John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. Here for National Grid. Both of these petitions actually the same. We would like to install a wooden pole at Lincoln Ave, and the reason why we have to install this pole is obviously it's for National Grid. We'd like to install some equipment on top of it, and
Excuse me, Madam Chairman, I can't hear him. Can you speak up, please?
oh, I'm sorry, is it on?
Thank you.
The acoustics in here, unfortunately, aren't the greatest, so you have to literally speak right into the microphone.
Can you hear me now?
Yes,
We can.
great.
Are you Verizon?
That pole, it's for us. We're going to install some equipment on it, and it monitors characteristics of the circuit, and it'll be online, so the dispatchers can see it automatically. If something is wrong with it, they can make some characteristics to change it. Okay, and it's online. We're upgrading our facilities. I don't think the road will be disturbed. It's just the sidewalk itself. If you have any questions or concerns, you...
Do board members have any questions this evening? Do board members have any questions?
Not on this one.
I think we had all the questions that we've been following up on for the past few weeks, and the DPW gave its A-OK on this, and we got the listing of what is owed, so we've done our due diligence on this. That's the reason why we don't have any questions this evening. This is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience, Mark Vogler, who would like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
Madam Chairman,
Selectman Cogliano.
move to close the hearing.
That's seconded by the chairman. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Selectman Cogliano.
Madam Chairman, I'll make a motion to grant the request with all necessary fees paid prior to.
And that is seconded by the chairman. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. Our 7:15, I need to read this into the record, but you can stay there if you'd like. Our 7:15 public hearing is National Grid requesting permission to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including the necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures along and across the following public way: Central Street, to install one JO pole on Central Street beginning at a point approximately 65 feet north of the central line of the intersection of Lincoln Avenue and Central Street, installing one new pole, number 30868147. Also for permission to lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in the above or intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connections with such poles and buildings as each of said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes. This public hearing will be held on Tuesday, March 26, 2024, at 7:15 p.m. to Saugus Town Hall Auditorium. Good evening.
Good evening, John Jankowski, 170 Medford Street in Malden, Mass. The same as the previous one, installing a pole, put equipment on top of it to monitoring the characteristics of the circuit. We're upgrading our facilities, and if there's problems, it'll be instantaneous. The dispatchers will see it and make some changes to correct it. Again, we're upgrading our facilities.
Madam Chairman,
Selectman Serino.
just a question. This type of pole, are you going to be putting these on every street?
No, actually, it's going to be close to the substation. It's one on Kent Street, and it just has to, I think it was just maybe one or two poles, maybe even three, but it's monitoring the circuit, and there's only just several circuits in the substation. So, no, it won't go on. It has to be close to the substation, so.
Okay, thank you. You know what I've noticed over the last several years is more telephone poles being close together. Usually they're about 80 to 100 feet apart. If you take a ride down Winter Street, it looks like in this case here, it's only 40 feet to one pole, and then only 28 feet to the pole to the left. It's like we've seen a lot more poles on the streets. That's why I asked the question I did. Aesthetically, it doesn't look good for the community.
Right, I realize that. But just putting that equipment on top of it, it's monitoring the circuit, and again, we're upgrading our facility, so.
Okay, thank you.
Are there further questions? Seeing none, this is a public hearing. Is there anyone in the audience who'd like to speak either in favor or opposed to this application? Seeing none, what are the wishes of the board?
Madam Chair,
Selectman Ciccolini.
I'll make a motion to close the public hearing.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Ciccolini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Selectman Ciccolini.
Madam Chair, I'll make a motion that we grant the request of National Grid to locate poles, wires, and fixtures, including necessary sustaining and protecting fixtures at Central Street, to install one JO pole on Central Street beginning at approximately 65 feet north of the center line of the intersection of Lincoln Ave and Central Street, installing one new pole, number 30868147, and also lay and maintain underground laterals, cables, and wires in or above the intersecting public ways for the purpose of making connections with such poles and the buildings each of the said petitioners may desire for distributing purposes.
And that's seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor of Selectman Ciccolini's motion, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Have a good night.
Good night.
The next item on our agenda is the town manager's report. Mr. Town Manager, good evening.
Good evening. Just a couple of quick updates. We are continuing work on the Belmonte project. Just had to make a few adjustments because they have MCAS going on. So we're working with the contractor. But I think, as everybody knows, that project in the front became more about the drainage than the aesthetics. But they had to pump out the water, quite a bit of water. As everybody knows, there's a river running underneath that school. So they're continuing to do work on that, and it's moving progress. Also, just an update on the Riverwalk project that's coming along. I don't know if anybody's driven by it, but they got some of the structural pier part of it put together, and that's the first phase of the project. And they've, driven some of the piles into the out in the water for the pier. So that's going really well, and I'll probably have something out officially, sort of, to give a little more detail of some of the progress going on there. Obviously, we have the budget and articles and different things that we're putting together, so we've been working pretty hard to get those ready for the town meeting coming up, and that's about what I have for tonight.
Thank you. Do board members have any questions for the town manager?
Madam Chair,
Selectman Riley?
through you to the town manager.
Sure.
I just would like to ask you 2 updates, and if you have them, fine. If not, the next meeting. First, a few weeks ago, I had asked about that plaque rock from Waybright School, and you were going to go. Did you ever find out what happened to that?
We don't know what happened to it. I did go up and look at it myself. It looks like it was taken off. It wasn't by bolt. It was mounted, I think, by some sort of a epoxy. Maybe somebody had taken it for value, salvage. But I know that the schools are looking into it, but it wasn't the town or building maintenance or anybody that took it, and it doesn't seem to be the schools, even though it's, as you know, it's their plaque. But we have not been able to locate it at this point.
Okay, well, that's sad.
Yeah.
And my second question, the 3 earmarks that came to the town from the state representatives, and those funds come out of the state agencies yet?
Not yet. Actually, in the last week, I think they've just sent over contracts that I've executed, and so we're waiting, I think, for the funds to be, we've either gotten them or they're waiting for them to arrive.
Okay, on all 3? The
Yeah,
playground,
and those are, as you
okay.
know, 9C cuts the governor initiated.
Right,
So
50%.
all of them got in half. I think we did get one, I think one of them we did get, and that was a public safety grant. I think it was 37,500, and that got thing. But once we get them all and we figure it out, then I can make more of an announcement. I just hate to say that we get something and then we didn't get it, or if something happens with the state. But
Right.
they just, as you know, we talked about this. People, we sometimes get these earmarks from the state, but they don't have a great notification system. So the state reps, the state senator, ourselves, aren't even aware that we were able to get those awarded, and when they do let you know, it's at the end of the fiscal year. And I think they look just to make sure they have enough funding to be able to fund all the earmarks from the different reps and senators from the whole state. And then, in this case, it happens, rarely, but this is like probably maybe the 3rd time it's happened since I've been the manager. The state or the governor initiates reductions in those earmarks, and in this case, they've cut them all in half, which now they're letting us know, and we only have a couple months left in the fiscal year, and then there's an issue about trying to expend those funds before the fiscal year, and if some of them are too far sort of capital expenditures, then now we are scrambling to, one, make sure that we have some sort of specs or a bid that's gone out for the capital, which is difficult to do timing-wise, and secondly, to make sure that we have the money to make up either the difference or where it's been reduced. So it's a little bit of a scramble, but we did get notified on a couple of them. I've executed the state contracts to be able to receive the money, and I'll follow up with them this week and next to make sure that we have them, and then do the best we can do to execute them. And Sometimes you can get extensions, but a lot of times they want them expended before the end of the fiscal year.
Okay.
And then once we do, then we can sort of get information out there.
Right, because my concern is that the governor still has authority to take all that money away.
Correct.
So if we can really push it, and
Yep.
if you needed anything, I'm sure if we worked
Yep.
with the state reps, that we
Yep.
could get that money before we
So if
lose
they,
it.
you just say, if they do cut it, and that may be why they're holding it, because even if they gave it to us, we'd have to return it. They would take it off our cherry sheet if they cut it, even after they, give
After
us
they
the money.
approve it.
Yeah,
All right, well, thank you.
no worries.
Thanks.
So whatever we're entitled to, we'll get. It's just a matter of how much and if they release it. But we've done, I think, everything on our part of it.
Okay.
But as you and I spoke offline, the whole process doesn't make sense because the state reps didn't even know if that it was funded. And then
Right.
you find out it got cut, but we didn't even know we had it.
Right, but they'll make it easy to take it back.
Correct. Yeah.
All right, thank you, Mr. Manager.
You're welcome.
Any other questions for the town manager this evening? Seeing none. The next item on our agenda is selectmen appointments. We do have a request for the Board of Appeals. Tom Travis would like to be reappointed. What are the wishes of the board?
Madam Chair,
Selectman Chicalini.
I'll make a motion that we reappoint Tom Travers to the Board of Appeals for a 3-year term running through March 31st, 2027.
And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion? Seeing none. All those in favor of Selectman Chicalini's motion, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carries 5-0. Thank you. The next item is the approval of minutes. We have the February 6th, 2024 minutes for approval. Somebody please make a motion.
I'll offer that motion, Madam Chairman.
Thank you. And that is seconded by the chair. Is there further discussion?
Madam Chairman, I'll be abstaining. I wasn't at the meeting, the February 6th meeting.
Okay, very good. Thank you.
Madam Chairman, I'm sorry.
Of course.
Is ZBA 5 years?
Well, that was the question that I was actually talking with the town manager about.
I thought it was 3.
And I thought it was 5, he thought it was 3. We felt it was safer to go the 3 route, because we thought it,
Really sure?
because Jeff thought it was 3, we were,
The only 5-year appointment board that I understand is the planning.
Planning board.
yeah, because I thought it was 5 as well.
Okay, all right, just asking, sorry.
But, no, I asked the,
We do a little more research into it, and then like
We can always extend it.
yeah, we could always
Yeah.
extend it. It was better to be
the most important
conservative.
thing is having a staggeredness so that there's continuity.
Right. Right, okay.
Not only works for the commission board,
Not,
not
Okay, I know, that's right.
Okay, so we were in the middle of approving the minutes.
Sometimes we get 5.
I'm sorry, Madam Chair.
That's okay, that's great. We're in the middle of approving the minutes. Selectman Cogliano made a motion to approve the minutes. It was seconded by the chair. We had discussion. All those in favor of Selectman Cogliano's motion to approve the minutes, please indicate by saying aye. Aye. And one abstention. So 4 yes, 1 abstention. Thank you.
Madam Chair,
Yes, Selectman Chicalini.
just a comment. Scott, can you do me or us a favor and see if we can have some correspondence with SCTV about trying to get the sound microphones? I mean, the investment that was made was supposed to be everything. It was supposed to be new video, new audio, working with the acoustics, improving the acoustics. I think it's worse.
speakers. Oh, we can't, I mean,
I literally can't hear. Like, I couldn't even, when Selectman Riley was speaking to you, I was having trouble picking up Selectman Riley. And so I understand what Janice is saying, like, she has to go back and watch the tape of this thing, and that's really, people at home, I'm sure they can hear fine.
Crystal clear, yeah.
It comes across good in that, but in here, they have to do something. I mean, for the amount of money that was spent, it needs to be better than this.
I agree. And Janice has got to put those voodoo dolls away. Right? She's got cotton and the voodoo dolls in our ears, so I can't hear a thing. I was like, I'm saying, Janice, what do you mean you can't? Like, before they did the repairs, I was like, in the upgrades, I was like, Janice, I can hear it fine. I don't know what you're talking about. Now I can't hear a thing. I'm reading lips now.
Well, it's especially difficult if somebody is standing at the lectern and we're talking, and it's unless somebody's talking directly into the
Well,
microphone,
I think it's
difficult.
one thing to upgrade the cameras and I think the equipment in the back, but I think we were all under the impression, and it must have been sort of
I
miscommunication,
asked-
that they were
I
going to
asked
do
the
the
question.
acoustics and the speakers and everything else, because we talked about
I
them.
asked the question specifically when they came in for the proposal, and they brought our proposal to us, and I said, does this include microphone, new sound quality here? And they also did some study on the acoustics, and it was supposed to improve the acoustics or the impact of the poor acoustics in this state. That was very emphatically stated several times. I don't feel like we got our money's worth, to be honest with you.
I agree.
I really don't. I mean, the video's definitely better from what I see. The video quality is better. It's not flashy and grainy.
Makes everybody look younger, I heard.
But maybe we could do subtitles.
It's got a filter on it.
Yeah.
But no, I agree. I mean, I mean, I think those are the original speakers. I think they just weren't wired, a couple of them. So it may have made it worse. But we'll get it. We're just talking about it here. We'll try to investigate and find out and try to get, you need an expert that's going to look at the acoustics.
Yeah.
And the positioning of, I think, of the speakers and what type of speakers, where you'd put them. They have you probably might have speakers behind you and, you know what I mean, little speakers, you know what I mean, or, whatever. So,
No, it's ridiculous.
yep.
Okay,
Thank you.
thank you. The next item on the agenda is citizens' comments. This is our second citizens' comments of the evening. Is there anybody in the audience who'd like to address the board? Seeing none, we have members' comments, and I'd like to start with you, Selectman Riley.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. First, I'd like to just thank everyone, my board members, Town Manager Crabtree, Janice Giroux, our clerk, all the people that reached out to me during my surgery and my recuperation, and it meant a lot. It's great to be back, but it was just really heartfelt of all the people that reached out to me, and I thank everyone. And just happy Easter to my board members and their family.
Early
Scott,
Early
Janice.
Easter this year.
Early Easter, late Passover, or on-time Passover, and end of
Greek
April.
Easter's really late this year too, right?
Yeah, something to do with the moons. But anyway, happy Easter, everyone, and that's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Selectman Riley. Selectman Cogliano.
Thank you, Madam Chairman. At our last meeting, I had made a motion to bring in Sam LaRusso tonight, and we missed it. So we're going to have Sam LaRusso come in on the April 16th meeting. Sam is the Saugus wrestler that came in 8th in the New Englands. So we're going to invite him in for a citation from the board on April 16th.
That may be the furthest that we've had somebody from Saugus, I think, for wrestling. Pretty impressive.
Sure seems it. And also I'd like to wish the public and the board members, Mr. Manager and Janice, a happy Easter.
Thank you, Selectman Cogliano. Selectman Serino.
Thank you. I'd just like to wish everybody happy Easter, the board members, Janice, the manager, and happy and safe and healthy Easter. That's all I have to say.
Thank you, Selectman Serino. Selectman Vice Chair Ciccolini.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Yeah, echo fellow board members' comments. A happy Easter to everybody, all my fellow board members, to Mr. Manager, Janice, Frank, and Mark, and all the residents. It's a nice time of year to reflect and spend some quality time with the family. And like you said, it's an early Easter. It feels weird. Thinking we were out of winter, and then next thing you know, we just got 2 feet of snow in Maine. So
Crazy the amount of snow up two weekends in a row, right? Or a week and off. The week before they had
my yard up in Rangeley was down to bare grass, and then all of a sudden 2 feet of snow.
Crazy, yeah. Vermont got really walloped too, I think, in the last few weeks.
So it's good for the mountains, though. The mountains will get an extended ski season.
Could ski with the Easter Bunny this year.
Yeah. So that's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Selectman Ciccolini. The warrant is going to be closing on April 16th, so if you do have any articles that you would like the selectmen to vote on to insert into the warrant, please have them into the selectman's office by April 16th. We'll be voting on them that evening. And we'll probably close the warrant. That'll be the last thing we do to give people ample time. And we're closing it very late this year. It gives people plenty of time to get in any articles that they want for our annual town meeting. And I also want to wish my fellow board members a very happy Easter. Scott and your family, Janice, your family, Frank over there, and Mark, and everyone watching at home, wishing you all a very happy and safe Easter. So with that said, would somebody please make a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Seconded by the chair. All those in favor, please indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, motion carries 5-0. Hope everybody has a wonderful evening.
everybody.
Thank you.
Good night.
Thank you.